Howdy, howdy, howdy. I'm back. It's 2 o'clock. It's Monday. It's been a few days since I've done any streaming um, for this project because I've been gone. Went camping for a few days and there's no internet. So hard to do. Actually, I didn't do much work at all. I did a little bit on the way, but I forgot to take a plug for my laptop, so I couldn't even plug it into my battery. So it had a limited lifespan. Obviously, you're working on anything with lots of graphics, it just sucks the juice out of it, and bam, you're done. So hey, I got 4 days of pretty much nothing. I did work yesterday though, just because I do. I've been working pretty much every day. I came home, we unpacked, got some things done, sat down, got to work on a few things. I've been working on the back end now. Last week I had some issues. I had one of the things you might notice, I'm here on this stream. Active Mind Gamer instead of on AM Game Stuff. Why am I here, you ask? Did I forget? Did I go, oh no, I put myself on the wrong channel again. I need to swap out. No. Um, I think I'm going to do some back and forth. I'm going to do both channels, at least for now, for a little while. I'm noticing that honestly, even though this is mostly a game channel, I've been kind of focusing on the few times I have streamed my development here. It's just got a lot more interest, I guess, probably because I have a lot more followers here. A lot more being nearly 10 times as many, so maybe 8 times as many followers. It's not a ton more, but it's enough to say I should probably give it a shot. So let's go ahead and do a quick review of where I'm at this point. What have I done? What have I got to do? What are the goals for the future? And so first we're going to update my stream here, just to kind of give it some a more total link, so a more accurate title. I mean, I am. What was this? Oh, see, that's like, this got totally the wrong stuff on here. Let's see if this works. Okay, so we're gonna go game. What, I can't type here? What's going on? Oh, I have to edit. Never mind. All right, we're gonna go like this. Game. I just built this thing, so give me a moment. Game dev log. We'll go. Let's say 175 days. That's nearly 5 months, more than 5 months. That's not even really all that much when you think about it. It's 5 months solid every single day development. And honestly, I think I'm short. I'm short. I don't keep track of all the days when I don't stream. I kind of guess and jump ahead every now and then when I know I've gone a lot of days. Last week I went a lot of days without streaming. And plus I lose track of all my little middling kind of halfway streams where I'll stream for 20 minutes or whatever. So we're going to have this be an update log. Oh, one of the things you're going to notice I'm going to try to be doing a lot more of, and I do this more and more and more, is I'm trying to shorten my streams down into bite-sized chunks, which means I'll stop and start again and stop and start again and just give you a chance to watch what you want to watch. They're call them 20-minute episodes. Hopefully I can get things done in those 20 minutes, but it'll probably be frequent that I don't. So just kind of keep that in mind. We're going to call this the 6-month. Now, let's just go to 175 day. 175 day progress report. And then we're going to take this nonsense off. I do have a Kickstarter going though. Oh no, I don't. I canceled it. Never mind. I don't. I gotta kill this. Didn't get any backers, so yeah, that was a fail. But if you want to back me, you can always go up to KoFi and give that a shot. We do have that running. You can also get Mage Cages there and other things that I sell. Those are my own personal things. If you're into miniatures, check that out. We're gonna call this. Let's see. It's Fantasy Football. Let's see, active mind gamer. go with that. Nothing too major here. We'll keep it quick and simple. There we go. I know. We'll see how this goes. Be sure to like and subscribe if you do like this video and you want to know more about this game. It's Fantasy Football. I will give you a quick demo of where I am at right now. So things I have done that you're not going to fully see here. I have two versions of this app going right now. I have a React version and I have a Unity version. Now the Unity version, does it have more or less? It's probably got less. Yeah, it's got less. But it is the Android variant. So I will also try and start up the web version. I can show you what I've got going there as well, so you can see what's all happening here. Let's see if I can open up my. I'm pretty sure I have that open. All right. There we go. And actually, let's go over this one instead. I'm going to have so many things open. I will have to close my Unity pretty soon. You probably, hopefully, it won't get too. I apologize if I drop any frames. I'm trying to get a lot of things open, and that is kind of making things stumble a bit. So hopefully I can close the Unity stuff quick, and I will show you the web version. Try not to open everything at once. Okay, so fantasy football. What is fantasy football, you ask? Well, glad you asked. This is it's going to be a football, American football, as you can see by the football on the back of my logo there. Yes, it's AI generated with lots and lots of tries and going back and forth and trying to figure out how to get this thing to show up to where it makes me happy. It makes me feel good inside. I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty good. It's better than I could have done. So you're going to note this. If you don't like AI art, at least at this stage of the development, you're going to see a lot of it. And the game is fully going in the direction of a lot of what I'm doing is AI art. I am not an artist. I have zero chance of being able to make anything look decent with the art skills that I have. But what I do have are good skills at creating logic and flow and system design and functionality. So that's what's going to give me the leg up in how this game works, because it's a football game, unlike Madden, more like a cross between Front Office Football 9 and Big Win Football. Unfortunately, there's no other. Big Win Football went out of business, so what's the closest thing to Big Win Football? Super Tiny Football, maybe? I hesitate to say that because Super Tiny Football has player interaction. You actually control the quarterback and the running back and whoever you throw the ball to. It's not that. Like I said, it's a lot closer to Big Win Football. A very nicely done animated 3D game that's a simulator, but it doesn't have the back end. Front Office 9, if you Front Office Football 9 and 8 and whatever the other versions are, I assume it's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, is a football manager game that's mostly about the management. You know, you get your players and all their skills and stats and training and blah, blah, blah. You do all the stuff behind the scenes. And then there's this little tiny green screen of play, which is blah. It's not. Okay, I like football. I like football because I like the game of football. I like to see the game. Now, other game you might be able, it might be somewhat on par with is a college game called The Program, if you're looking at mobile games. None of the mobile games really do what this does, okay? So this is going to be different from all those. There is another game that's called, I want to say, Football GM. I haven't gotten into that one too much, but it's a little bit more like Front Office Football 9 on the... So if you want to know what I'm kind of aiming for, cross these things up, kind of look them up, and you'll get an idea of what I am going for. So, oh, And because NFL licenses are stupid, expensive, not for indie developer sorts that have no real money to speak of. There will be no NFL license, although all the players in the current design plans are fully designed, and their skills are designed and developed off of true to life NFL statistics. So this is my source data. This is all true to, this is pulling data actually from various stat sources where I've got everything for individuals and teams, and I've built a whole bunch of formulas to allow me to build the skills and stats that players will have based on true to life skills. And yes, there's a way to figure out who every player is, not just by guessing it, luckily. There is a logic to my madness, method to my madness on how you can find out your players. But that's all like, there's no logic to that. By the way, if you ever want AI, try to have AI do some anagrams for you. Yeah, it's gonna suck. Go to an anagram tool, an actual anagram functionality. AI is terrible at it. It'll leave letters out. It'll leave words out. It'll add stuff, change stuff. You're like, that is not an anagram. And this AI will admit it. Oh, you're absolutely right. This is not right. This is not an anagram. Let me try again. And it does it again. And you're like, that's still not an anagram. It's like, oh, okay, let me try again. It's like, oh, all right, this is enough. I get it. You don't know how to do anagrams. So you got to go to an anagram tool if you truly want to find true anagrams for something. But, okay, back to that. I haven't decided if I want to seed my anagrams, which means put something in there that really makes them different. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that. I don't know that it matters. A lot of people will do things like they change names a tiny bit, but you can't use likenesses. So, fantasy. That's what this game is themed. You can see here on this image of a fantasy kind of cityscape with a football field in the middle. There will not be special abilities in this game that that are going to add and tweak to the game. So if you're looking for a game where your guy who has wings occasionally flies and screws up the game, or some bruiser just rolls over everybody because he's a big bruiser rhino guy. No, that's not how this works. It's just football. Just football with cool animations. That's all it is. It's cool characters. Not even animations necessarily. There will be animations, but the characters will all be different styles. That's the goal. That's a big task there for a guy who doesn't know graphics. I have designed a lot of them with the help of AI as far as creating the 2D models, which I'm trying to figure out how to turn them to 3D models. And then I got to do the animations, and that's all going to be fun. By the way, I will go over that. I will have a special episode where I discuss the various art styles and art images that I'm trying to build to see what people like. So keep an eye out for that. I'm going to really hope I can get some feedback on that in the time when I do that. Okay, so what have I got so far? Well, this is my login screen. Notice my cool little, I'm proud of my first animation I've done, and that's my login screen here. See how my scrolls are pretty cool. They just, I know. Some people go like, ooh, big deal. Well, when you're just getting going, that's the first animation you have. I think it looks good and it fits the theme of the game. So that's, you gotta take what you can get, at least in the initial goings. It's better than just a straight up popping up screen. It makes your screen feel a little bit more alive, in my humble opinion. Hey, it's like my camping checklist for those of you who could see my other screen, which you probably can't at the moment. But so let me go find out what I have. A password that I just copy and paste because I don't remember it. I made up a bunch of passwords for my default users, and they're complicated. So I got to like just go get it because it's too much work to remember them all. Plus, it's too much of a pain to type them too. Where'd it go? Oh, nope, looking at the wrong thing. All right, there it is. It's really kind of an easy password. I don't know why I have so much. What do you mean it's not correct? Of course it's correct. I don't remember my password apparently. I know I didn't change it, so all right, let's try something else. Let's see, maybe I haven't created it. It usually just says you haven't created an account yet. Okay, so this is a new thing I was working on. I know this guy exists. Hold on. I was working on a thing to make my login not look so weird. Now it looks really weird, but that's not what I'm talking about. It was when somebody would do a registration, I would start with the login parts way at the top, and then I would squeeze the registration stuff in the middle. So the gap, there'd be this huge gap between the login fields and the button. And then now I'm like, okay, I don't want that. I'm gonna make it more dynamic. When you say account, it'll look like it actually changes pages, which is what I wanted to do without actually changing pages. But apparently I did not implement that yet. And then I got distracted by wanting to actually get more back end done, because I do have a goal for the coming months. Well, by sometime in September, I want to have a full run through with a check-in and a release version for my backers. So if you want to be part of my first testing group and be able to play with things as I start having things kind of more playable, this is just the early stages. Don't think it's not beta. It's just I need live testers who want to just get in there, fiddle with a few things I've got, because I don't want to spend a ton of time doing those things and kind of just let my users base do that. Also give you a chance to give me some feedback on, is it clunky? Is it functional? Because I obviously need all that to work. All right, hold on. What's going on here? Oh, look, I am logged in. So there was something going on weird. But all right, so I'm logged in. It did take the login, apparently. I just realized that. It was just funny. Some kind of bad thing. You gotta love this font. No, you don't. It's horrible. I'm not saying you have to love this font. I hate my font. This is the default Unity font. It's called Dumb Font by Unity. I don't know, something like that. It's called something font. It is actually a really poorly named font. I'm just telling you right now. All right. Here. You probably know, if you know anything about Unity, I don't need to show you this. So, hey Karama, how you doing? Let's see, start. Restream bot, Twitch, Karama. Weird. I've never seen that thing pop up. It's like it's showing your thing being passed over to YouTube. I'd never seen that before. They must have made a change. Let's go to the camera. Here it is. Liberation Sans whatever the nonsense. And they have some other weird one. Liberation. These are it. Unity SDF. Oswald Bold. Roboto. I don't know. They're just weird, and that's all they have. It's terrible. I don't know. If, none of them are any good. I don't like any of them. So I got to find me a good font. But so there's my login, log out page. No, the connect buttons are not attached yet. They are not ready. That says delete account, which you cannot tell because it looks terrible because it's a crappy font. But you can see it a little bit there. But you can delete your account here. It's not even showing up as a highlight, which is great. But all right, so let's go look at the game plan. So I have a game plan here. You can toggle between the different defense, offense, whatever, if you have one set up. Got the playbook, which loads up all my plays, which you can then click and look at them in detail, close up. Probably could make that font a little bigger just because I think it'd be nicer. But this lets you see, and this is dummy data, so again, not there yet, but it will. It'll show up eventually where you can see the play, how many times it's been ran, how successful is how much has your team mastered that play. Success rate being, actually the NFL apparently has a success rate metric that I will probably implement because why not use theirs? It's I think you have to have 40% of the distance you need for a first down on first down. On second down, you need to get 60% of the distance required for a first down in order for it to be successful. On third and fourth down, you have to get a first down. It's the only way it's successful, which is an interesting metric. I don't know if I necessarily agree with it, but it is kind of like what people can rely on for a success-failure scenario. Now, some games, like the program, I'm going to make some comparisons to various games. It's a college football game. They use success metrics based on a number that they assign to the play. Expected to get 7 point blah, blah, blah yards. If you don't hit that, then it's a failure. So that's interesting too, you know. So what is a success? What is a failure type scenario for a play? So I would imagine, like, if you've got a play that's designed to be a long, it must probably get the goal is that it gets, you know, a longer number of yards. If it's a short, like what if it's a screen pass? Well, the only expectation is that it doesn't lose yards, right? I mean, I would guess, because anytime you hand off the ball, like a running play, you know, I would think running plays have a high rate of failure based on the NFL's rules, right? Because you got to get 60%, a lot of them fail. But, or I'm sorry, 40%. But it's still, it's a significant, it's arbitrary. So I'm going to go with the NFL because I can make up my own pass-fail scenario, but is that better? I don't know. So anyway, there you go. There's my playbook right now. I don't have any defensive or special teams. My special teams is going to look different. Oh no, sorry. Special teams won't look different. It's on the game plan that looks different. Playbook is when I can drag these plays and put them over in the playbook for the user. Functionality to come. Again, that won't be available in September 100%. This is my, this is a little bit less, you see that dramatic little swap, poink, just bounces out. I haven't figured out a good way to make that look smooth. So yeah, I got to probably work on that. What I might do, what might help, is you can see that when this swaps, it goes and then it just kind of vanishes out. Maybe I fade it in, something. I haven't decided how I want to do that yet. It's a kind of a dramatic swap, but I'll work on that. This is my type of game you can pick. This is where the game's going to happen. And these are going to be visual games. The games will actually load up and you'll get to see the game played out with people on the screen or players on the field running up and down the field. That is the goal. That is the plan. And that is important to me in this game. It is a high priority item. And so once I get the ability to push everything forward, I've already got the data structures I'm going to be using. I don't know how well it's going to work. This is new. I haven't tried to pass up a full play log and then render it yet. So that's going to be kind of interesting. I also have a scene already built up. I got players and some stuff built up as another piece on the back end. it's very generic, but it's there, and I've put a player on there. I've even had a player run around on the field a little bit just to play with it. I can, let's see, I don't have the player running around ability because I kind of disabled some of that. Let's see if I can give you an idea of what the on-field scene looks like. It's in its, let's see, I gotta hide this guy. And then go over here. Close this. I gotta load a scene, I guess. Project. So I'm trying to get this this review done pretty quick here. So let's see if I can get onto this and the scene simulator. Why can't I add the scene? Add scene. Create light. Render. All right. I'm just gonna do this. There we go. There's my 22 lizard guys. These are the lizards. I forgot what their name, their city name is, but their mascot is lizards, and therefore, there you go. They're all lizards. They're lizard dudes. I got 22 of them waiting to get activated. They are not yet turned into a prefab, which I plan to do. And then I'll load them all up dynamically, one for every player, and then eventually I'll have to figure out how to do the meshes and the textures and whatever else it takes to make them look different with different uniforms. I got a long way to go. That isn't even the coloring I want. This was just the first dude I created. I thought he was kind of cool. And yeah, he's got a little ways to go to become. They're pretty good, kind of high in detail. I don't know that I'm actually going to have that much detail on these guys. In fact, you want to see what these guys have turned into in recent designs? Since I'm done with that, let's go ahead and yeah, we'll not save that. I didn't really change anything, so I'm not worried about it. We're going to turn that off because my computer's probably going nuts trying to do all that rendering. That's why the fan came on and started screaming, what are you doing to me? I'm going to give you a little idea, a taste of what my team players are going to look like. For those who have not seen where I'm at with some of these team designs. This is actually the lizards, and one of the color options I'm going with, or leaning towards. Okay, so I have this guy. This is the lizards. Okay, now he looks pretty cool, kind of high in detail. I like the dark shading of him. I think he's pretty nice, but he looks kind of crocodile-y. So I've been working on trying to get him to look less crocodile-y. I don't really want alligators, crocodiles. I don't think I have a, let's see if I have an image of a less crocodile-y version. This dude is probably closer. Like, I am going a cartoon appearance. Actually, let's go with this guy. This one. I like this coloring style. I may go with this. Notice how bright it is. I think these guys would look cool on the field, to be honest. Having a bunch of guys that look like this. He looks more like a lizard, which is what the goal was. So, and it's got more of that cartoony feel. I like the bright edges and the bright, bold colors. That's kind of what I'm shooting for. I like the sharp edges too, bold. So it's kind of like a mix of noir style, kind of a deep shadows, and bright light and bold colors, which I really am kind of fond of. There's that, and then there's this one, which is kind of cool, but he's kind of soft colored, toned down. The colors are pretty drab looking. And although it's very detailed, that also puts more load on the video drivers, and so I'm leaning against that. I want to kind of have something that's a little less of a load on things, so that it can run and potentially be less, more performant on whatever device it happens to be running on. When of course Android is my first step. Okay, so that is the current progress. What I am working on currently is my status or skills that are based on their. So right now I'm working on defensive skills. I've almost finished the tackle skill, run defense, and escape block. Escape block shouldn't be too hard. I'm going to put this up here. Okay. I've decided to start putting those on the top. I was putting it underneath here, but it just kind of looked like it was in the middle of everything, so I stopped. So this is my run defense, my tackle skill, and my pass defense. Hopefully I'll get those ironed out, and that'll give me some of the defensive skills I need, and then I can start working on my comparatives, which is to say having some tests run that'll compare my various skills against each other. Pass defense versus catching hand skills, based on when the ball comes in. And also, maybe I'll start working on playing with the interception skill and the pass skill and all these different things. Just kind of start getting some play of how the skills work together. And then I have to start building the teams out. I have to figure out a way to get the first team built. That is, I'm building this off of a set of players data. I'm going to have all the players in the system. And then I got to figure out the best way to generate teams. Now, I do have a logic in my Excel data that's able to pull and generate a team based on formula. Only problem is I don't know how I would convert that to a Go formula using my Go database or my Mongo database and the Go code. Excel's doing it using spreadsheets and the values that are assigned to these players. Now I can still do that, but having a logic that's going to go through, read, and build a set of teams that I can play with. And still, I got to come up with a logic that's going to allow me to make for dynamic teams that aren't really set on any particular, like instead of having the system generate an entire league full of teams, which was the only reason I had it doing that was for a board game I was developing out of the same football formulas. And it needed to build all the teams, and then I could package those up as expansions, as teams you can buy for your game. And then the same idea goes for this, where you're going to be able to get some default teams to start your game, and then you build on that, add more players, draft more players, get guys off waivers, that kind of stuff. All right, let's go ahead and do one last. What time is it? How much time have I got on here? Ooh, we're at 34 minutes. All right, so let's go a little quicker here. Let's go ahead and finish this last little thing. I'm going to show you. This is my. Again, I haven't spent much. Geez, why am I having such trouble with my. Okay, so we're going to go here and close Claude because he's in my way. I'm going to go here, get bash. It's opening up on another page. Can you see it? I may not have it opened. All right, so this is my web page version of the application, and once I find my link, hold on. I don't know how it come. It thinks my password is wrong. It's like I only use one password. What do you mean? What is the meaning of this? All right, I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna have to kill this account just to rebuild the password to be what I expected to. Unless my nope, it is truly not liking my account. All right, let's go look and see. I gotta look quickly and see if the account actually exists. It should, but I'm a little curious as to what's going on here. There's a lot of missing stuff, but it is here. We will try to log in. We're going to register this guy, but first I'm going to delete him. I don't know why it thinks my password's wrong, but unless I've got something else broken, I have to get rid of him. Okay. So the approach I took with the website, which is one I'm still considering on Unity, I haven't made that swap yet. I took an approach of more like the screen is interactive. So on the React page, you would go to the web functionality, the game functionality here. This is where you select your game mode. I don't have all the game modes currently available yet here. They're not really available there either. It's just buttons. I have the streamer game and the POC game, which is this is what I developed back in November. It doesn't work anymore. It's dead. It has no functionality. Streamer game was kind of working, but as you can see, it doesn't seem to be doing anything either because I kind of refactored a lot of stuff. But one of the things you are going to be able to see here is as this game gets going, hold on, this looks terrible. I know this is, like I said, the POC. It's just running. I didn't even think this worked anymore, to be honest. But you can see I have a game kind of running here, and as stuff happens, it's updating and moving the ball up and down the field. It seems to be really slow, though. Team completion, 28. Oh, so it is moving. It does feel really slow, though. Of course, you know what? I think I might be running this in real time, which also means it's a way slower. In other words, I don't have any clock acceleration going. So if I wanted this to run, it's going to take roughly 15, or it's going to take not an hour, probably 20 minutes to run. So it's probably not real time. I don't know how I've got it. I think I guess on the amount of time it takes each play to run, and then I cut that time off. So the play takes like 0 seconds in actual computer time, and then I say this took 4 seconds, so we cut 4 seconds off. So a lot of the plays actually run a lot faster, simply because the computer takes things a lot quicker. But anyway, so this is my home button, which I did make. So you got the little animation going. This does not exist in the Unity app, because I'm not going to put any prototype stuff on the Unity app. We do have some slowness on this for some reason. I don't know why it's so slow, but I'm waiting for it to respond here. It's supposed to leave and take me out of here. There it goes. Take your time, man. No hurry here. All right, so this is my game plan. It is loading the game plan. You can see it kind of looks similar to the one I have on Unity. The difference is a couple things. One, this does a little bit more. This one actually has more button functionality. You have a delete and an add for each line. When it reads a player in, you can add all the different functionality features. I may actually change this to be more like the direction Unity's is taking, where instead of just being able to edit this, it has a little pop-up for greater than and less than. I don't like my leading by option here. This seems kind of silly, because I hate the idea of you have to be, to identify trailing, you have to be leading by less than -21, which is really weird. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that. I do have my playbook here. You can see the playbook images aren't loading, but it loads in much the same way you see it doing it on the Unity app. Again, it too has the filters that allow me to define which one. And then this one actually has a play editor where I can add plays and build plays, and this is what I'm using to create the plays for the system. And it stores the information of each play and what you have each player doing, creates an image for it that I can then use wherever, linking it to that play's definition, and then you run the game from there. So the game will be using that play's definition to know what happens during a game. What is each player supposed to be doing at each step of a play log? And play log gets generated, and then it ships it back to the interface that's going to run it. Now, how will my website run it? I don't know. The website may not be quite as good as the Unity one, but then again, the Unity one isn't there yet either. But that is where I'm at after 5 months of direct work. I say 5 months because it's 150 days so I'm about 5.5 months of work, of everyday work. Now, that's assuming my 175-day progress report is actually 175 days. It could be closer to 180, 185. So we could be looking at something closer to 6 months, because I don't know, I lose track of some days, and I really only increment the days when I'm streaming, and then I'll add a couple days if I think it's been how many days did I work in between. How many of those are full days? There's 175 represents the full days of 8+ hours that I feel like I've worked since I started this last November. So about 5 months out of a possible 8 months, 7 months. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Till next time, God bless.